He smacked you. Let's try a ram. Cool. Scope. Boom.
Do you guys think Hollywood and video games have ruined what suppressors should sound like?
Amen. Because God has chosen to call our brother Samuel from this life to...
Do you think the stealth genre cannot exist if they realistically made suppressors what they were supposed to be?
I'm engaging tickets.
And what they were supposed to sound like? Do you think maybe the stealth genre would be better if suppressors were the way they are supposed to be or supposed to sound? So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, you know, is it reasonable that we're infiltrating bases in these games, Wildlands, Breakpoint when it comes out, all these stealth games? There's no sense of ensuring you do not get seen inside an enemy base, because regardless of what weapon you use, unless games start making throwing knives where you are going to be heard and seen. Now, on the opposite end of that, outside of an enemy base, and you're using weapons that are silenced, suppressed, whatever word you want to use, perhaps enemies in the vicinity, in the base, certain areas should still look, should still question, should still duck for cover. Maybe they don't exactly see you like how a non-suppressed rifle, you know, would maybe alert everybody and they, you know, hone in on your location. But what do you guys think about the fact that Hollywood, but we'll just talk about the video game industry, but Hollywood is, I think, really created this myth about what suppressors and silenced guns sound like. What do you think about the state of games and the state of stealth games? How do you feel about where suppressors are today in our games? Are you happy with the make pretend sound that suppressors make so you can infiltrate a base, kill everybody, and feel cool? Or are you guys kind of over it? Are you missing the Splinter Cell gadgets and mechanics?
Is there a viable stealth approach?
Go into the room to your right, out the window and traverse the ledge.
Nice work.
Shots fired! Over there!
Of how everything was truly based around pure stealth, and that you should be creeping, you should be doing as much non-lethal attacks as possible. And when you had to go loud, a lot of times in the Splinter Cell games, he'd shoot a camera or shoot like a shock dart, and you'd shock the enemy would fall. You know, I was thinking about this, and I don't know how I feel, and I don't know where gaming can go since it's been like this for so long. I don't think this mold is ever going to be able to be broken. But I was wondering for you guys out there who are, I know a lot, especially people in the community on the forums, if you come past this video, you watch it, and you are one of the advocates for military simulator type games, and you want, you know, why is this turning into a looter shooter, and you're upset the way Ghost Recon is going, I want you to comment down below. maybe I started thinking about this because I've been on the classic WoW forums for a while. And I know you might not make that connection, but a lot of the people in the classic WoW forums want an unchanged version of what WoW was back then. So they want the original vanilla WoW that's coming out, I think, August 26th. And they want no changes. So that made me think about the people in the Ghost Recon community who want things to go more towards tactical shooting and military simulation, maybe more of an Arma 3 feel, I'm not sure. Do you want guns to start feeling more realistic, sounding more realistic, having more realistic characteristics, which means should suppressors sound or begin to sound in video game development moving forward? Should developers start creating these sounds to not be so fake as to allow us to infiltrate bases, kill everybody? You shoot a guy there, and there. None of them hear anything because the sounds go pew, pew, pew. You know, they're like little darts shooting out of your gun. And I don't know how like I said, I don't know how I feel about it because I get really immersed in the gameplay and playing in that fashion. But what could game developers do to change this path that we're on with gaming? And it's across the board. All the games have the make pretend silencer sound for the weapons, and none of them are really pushing. I guess there aren't really many stealth games. I'm really considering games like Call of Duty, which are war games anyway, so there's really no hard stealth aspect to that game. But as far as Ghost Recon is concerned, you know, even Splinter Cell 2, like Conviction, Blacklist, as it got more action oriented and it's strayed away from the original design of the game, you know, it's very unrealistic to be shooting guys and nobody heard anything because the suppressors basically muffled the entire sound. And as you can see from the video I showed, the videos I showed in the beginning, that's just not the case. So I'm asking for you guys' opinion out there, and you know, I want to know honestly how you guys feel about the fact that, you know, there are a lot of mechanics in the game that you might not like that are going to be coming out, like tiered loot and the drones, that, you know, bullet sponge mechanics, things like that. We haven't even got into raiding. I'm going to make a video on that. But would you be willing to change up the entire feel of the game when it comes to how suppressors work in exchange for more emphasis on stealth and stealth kills, more emphasis on knife damage, or more emphasis on gadgets like the electric shock weapon that we had in that Sam Fisher had in his rifle, shooting an electric dart? Or were there ones where you could shoot gas? I know you could shoot cameras and it would make a noise and it would let off gas. You know, would you like to see that embedded in the Ghost Recon franchise, seeing that Splinter Cell seems to be dead? Or are you basically okay with the fact that, look, we know it's a video game, suppressors don't sound like that, but I enjoy the fakeness of it? Because I think it's kind of a dilemma that we're in. If so many people want more realism in the game, they want it to be, you know, this hardcore shooter, but they don't complain about the number one important thing in the game, which is the action and the gunplay. And the gunplay, the majority of the time, we're all rolling out with silencers. It's fake. That's not really how guns sound when they have suppressors on them. So that's all I really wanted to discuss right now. I'd like to get you guys' opinion on that. I would really like, you know, if everybody, if you come by, let me know in the comments, because this is something I don't know. I don't know if we can head out of here at this point, if we could move past this. We're so far into having it embedded in our heads with Hollywood and video game industry that this is what guns are going to sound like when we shoot them, and the games are designed around it too. all these games, you know, this game is designed around the fact that nobody's going to hear you when you have a suppressed weapon. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about that. If you're a Splinter Cell fan out there, if you're a Ghost Recon fan, Metal Gear Solid fan, you know, any one of these games where they have, you know, suppressor on the rifle, on the pistol, and you shoot one guy and the guy who's 20 meters away doesn't hear you when in reality he would. Let me know how you feel about that. What do you think about where the action games genre has gone, including with Hollywood with suppressors? And do you think we should keep going down this path of this make pretend suppressor sound, or should we eventually correct it and start creating games around more of a Splinter Cell-ish feel, to where you're either infiltrating and going silent, or you're going to be going loud because people are going to hear you even with the suppressor? And it could be built around, you know, if you have people within 100 meters, maybe they might hear, but maybe outside guards won't if you use a suppressor. There are ways to obviously program games or whatnot, but that's all I wanted to get into right now. Let me know how you feel about that. All right, let me know in the comments. I want to talk about it. I want to discuss it. And yeah, it's something I think needs discussing, especially moving forward in this tactical shooter genre. So, all right, ladies, gentlemen, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments about suppressors, the sounds they make in our games, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, peace.